Hello. Welcome to another video. In this video, I'd like to talk about the greatest teacher, the best teacher you will ever have. But lucky for us, we'll all have this teacher. It doesn't mean it's a classroom teacher, but the greatest teacher is life itself. So if you don't learn a life lesson, life gonna throw it at you again and again and again until you learn it. And unfortunately, I think in this world, so many people are not aware of that. And you should, I want to make a statement here. I want to make this video to show you that you should really be careful about that. Because as I say, like life is the greatest teacher in the world. So you need to learn from it on a daily basis. You know, there is a famous saying from Einstein. He is saying that like the definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting the same results. See, I don't know, it's a good quote. Have you ever think about that before? I think it's very important to think about that. But life is a great teacher. Do you remember when you were a kid and you did I don't want to say stupid things, but we all did things that we kind of learn from it. Okay. So I don't want to use the word stupid, but I will say unskillful things. Okay. So basically, we did something kind of bad. We didn't know. We learned from it and we stopped doing it. Right. Clear enough. You understand. Okay. So now we become adults. We are adults. We have like a lot of experience in our life, good or bad. We learn from them. So we kind of have a sense of what is good, what is bad. We know kinda. Even if we're all different and we do like little not perfect things, but we can have a sense we go on the same direction together, what is good, what is bad. Then we got some kids, and now we try to teach them this is bad, this is good. We were doing the same unskillful things when we were kid, and now we're telling them not to do it, but they're doing the things that we used to do. So yeah, this is the I we say that it's this is hypocrisy at its best. But anyway, this is not the most important things in that video. So why life is the greatest teacher and why you have to be aware of it. Uh, any life lesson is important. Everything. Um, maybe like when you drink too much alcohol for a while and then your life start to fall apart. This is a life lesson. Addiction, any addiction that you have in your life, every battles, the people that you lose in your life, the relationship that you have, the good one, the bad one. It's a life lesson. But did you learn from them? That's the most important point I want to make. Have you ever learned from any mistake that you've made? Unfortunately, some people never, never learn anything. They still think it's okay. They're doing the right things. And as I mentioned in many of my videos, when we in the wheel of life, with work, with kids, with bills, we tend to forget time for us, and we only see like very narrow sight, which is kind of bad, you know. We need to open our mind a little bit more, which is important, and see what's around. And life will throw things at you over and over and over again. For example, now you attracted to a kind of person. It happened one time, two times, you divorce, you have a bad relationship at the end. Say, why would you keep going with this kind of person in your life? Like, you know, you're supposed to grow. We change. I don't think we really change that much as person, but we just grow and have a different experience. And I think becoming wise, that's what I'm teaching in this channel, you know, simple wisdom. As I say, you don't need to be the wisest person in the world, but you need to master like simple wisdom because it will help you greatly. So if you want to know more, don't hesitate to check the link down below. But let's go back. So, have you ever? learn anything from your bad relationship? Like a bad behavior that you used to have, like addiction. It can be anything. It can be porn, it can be drugs, it can be food, it can be alcohol, gaming. Have you ever learned anything about that? You don't see that life gonna throw at you test all the time. I know it's difficult, and we tend to blame other for our problem. But if you look in the eyes of the problem, maybe you are the problem. I know sometimes it's hard to accept. I don't wish this to be the best person. I still have trouble. My trouble now is food. I can control anything else, but food, I still have trouble. I'm a emotional eater. That's really hard for me to deal with that, but I'm aware of it, and I try on a daily basis. But it's kind of like how food is not like drug, is not like so. I tend to convince myself it's not that bad, but it is it bad because I'm overweight and I'm not in good health because my food intake is way too much for my age and my activities. So for me, I prefer like lie down and read a book than go at the gym. It's always been like I'm not a sport guy. This is not what I love. But this is me, I try for years to do sport, but it's not my thing. It doesn't work for me. I just go for a walk a little bit every day, 30 minutes, 1 hour, whatever. But to do other sports, nah, it's not my things. I prefer read, I prefer reflect, I prefer relax. That's who I am, right? But you, do you know yourself? That's a great question. Maybe you should ask yourself more about that. I don't know if you need something practical to become wise, but just be aware that life can really help you with anything. Maybe what can I tell you? For example, like a good example that you can understand what I mean. So, for example, for me, there is a moment in my life, like about like 7 8 years ago, I was living the dream, and I wasn't happy at all. So I went on Google, say, yeah, I want a happiness. I want to be happy forever, how to be happy, and I came across like Buddhism. When I grew up, my mom, she's a Buddhist, so I used to read some book about that, but I never like been interested in that. And so I start to check it out and learn a lot of things. A lot of wisdom came from Buddhism. No regret. Everything I've learned so far like helped me so much. And I kind of realized that's sad, like a lot of people that I talked to about that, they got the exact same situation as me. They went into Buddhism because they were not happy. So imagine, before being unhappy and do something about it, you just work on yourself before that. Imagine the life you could have. So before become an alcoholic, why don't you start to try to control your addiction? But it can be anything, I'm taking the alcohol example, but it can be video game, porn, drugs, food, anything. For me, I did like a yo-yo dieting for so many years. I was super fat. I lose a lot of weight. I went fat again. I lose weight. Now I'm fat again, and I'm trying to lose weight, but I'm 40 years old now. It's not that easy. When I was like in my 20s, my 30s, it was all right. But nowadays, it's really, 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 really difficult. And it's not gonna get better, right? And now I'm aware of that. Before I wasn't. Why? Because I wasn't wise. So not like everything is shifting in my mind. Everything is different. So I have to take another angle to see things and to change my behavior. And it's difficult because we used to something for years. You say, yeah, don't worry, because I used to live in Thailand, so I'm eating like fruits, vegetables, rice, like a little bit of meat. Kind of good food like from Thailand. It's amazing and it's not too a lot of calories, right? And all the time when I was going back to my country, so now there was a cheese or like too much food. I was gaining like maybe 8 kilos in a month, which is crazy. And when I was going back to Thailand, I was losing it in a couple of months. It was fine. But last time I came back to my country and I went back to Thailand, I could not lose it. And I get more. And with frustration, I get more and more and more. And now I'm back when I was kind of obese when I was teenager. So now you may don't believe me because I know my face is not like I don't look I'm a fat person, but I'm a when you see like my BMI, I'm just like I'm not obese, but I'm a like near to obese and overweight. So now it's gonna take for I probably like 20 kilos to lose in order to be right now. So it's way too much, obviously. But as you can see, without wisdom, I will not be here. I will probably like very fat and very unhappy because I used to be like mm, deadly hobbies, which I'm not anymore. I have a loose skin everywhere. Uh, yeah. Anyway, this is not the topic of the. It's not all about me. I just want you to understand that if I something click with you in everything I say, like you should be aware of life. You know everything. Like life is repeating a circle for you, just in order to understand what's going on, and you need to be aware of that. I truly believe that if you just ask yourself like on a daily basis, oh, okay, what did life like throw at me today? What can I do? I don't know, maybe you resent something and there is I don't find good example to give you because it's kind of personal. Like maybe you have like a resentment, like a bad feeling that you don't know how to take care of it. And you see life, they're gonna throw something at you that make you drive you nuts because of that. And now you will when the day you realize that, oh, why am I so mad about? Because this is life. There is nothing I can do enough. Ooh, you start to relax, and then life don't gonna throw it at you again. That's it. You understand. You move on. And as you may know by now, I'm pretty sure you're aware of that. Life is just like solving problem. You solve a problem, another one appear. You solve it, another one appear. And more you want to solve the biggest problem in the world, more you will have an impact. So if you don't want any problem, it won't happen. But depends on the degree of the size of your problem. You will have to deal with more stress, more problem. So this is the way it is. Accept it, but try for yourself to ask yourself good question on a daily basis, and you will see that your life will improve. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be aware that life is the greatest teacher, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.